Hey all, Ken here. Thank you for checking back to the channel. I've been away for a while. Life kind of pulled me in different directions, and really I kind of jumped into this whole rock video YouTubing thing, just kind of crazy, and it overwhelmed me a little bit, and I had to step back for a bit and kind of figure out what really enjoyed about the whole hobby here and where I was going with it. Um, so if you've been waiting for a new video, thank you for waiting. Here they are. What I'm really going to focus on now is I enjoy taking rocks and turning them into jewelry. So if that's what you're into, this is where the channel is going to focus. My son is starting to get into resin and is doing quite well with it. And so you can expect to see maybe some resin making pieces. And and then I also plan on highlighting some small businesses, which is where this video is coming in. I picked up some rocks from a local store here called Pages in Montague, Michigan. Clark, the owner, is fantastic. He very friendly, very knowledgeable, loves rocks, loves the whole rock hounding, buying, collecting, specimen hunting. And has a fantastic little store downtown Montague. So I thought I would just highlight some pieces I picked up from him this week. I picked up some slabs from him. He kind of keeps them in back. He's meaning to move them out front, but if you know what you're looking for and you ask him, he'll let you have them. I will put a link to Clark's website down below in the description, so if you're looking for where to find his shop, just follow the link and it'll direct you to the right spot. Okay, so I'm just going to start drawing up some cabs on some different pieces I got from him. Got some crazy lace, Mexican crazy lace agate here. Some red and then some white. Some really cool patterns on that. As you can see, the kind of a cool sun catcher effect through the quartz there. And then I believe this is a Montana agate, he called it. I think these are dendrites or whatever he called it in the middle, but yeah, so that's kind of cool. It's got as you can tell, it's neat and transparent. Make some good cabs. Some pieces of jasper, I think. I don't know, I didn't ask him what they were, and he didn't tell me, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter. They look cool. They got a nice pattern there. Maybe they're chalcedony. I'm not sure. But should get some cool cabs out of those. He had in the box of slabs, he had this piece of Botswana agate in there, and I snagged it and thought, well, if you'll let me have it, and I didn't know if it was meant to be in there or not. He says for any price it could be in there. If I was willing to pay the right price, and I must have paid the right price. And then, of course, this is a piece of picture jasper. I think I picked this up from last year. So I've made multiple trips there, and it looks like I can get at least one great cab out of this. Over on this side, it looks like I could get a great cab out of this, and then, then I get some nice hues of brown, and got a nice line in there for desert sand or whatever may be the case, and yeah, we'll go from there. Got a little piece down here to do something with. It doesn't really make a landscape look, but it'll be fun. So, yeah, without further ado, let's start with the last piece I picked up. Let's see if I can find a good window without being huge here. What do you think? Right about there? A little higher maybe. Get more of that sky look in there. I've been honestly really afraid to cut this piece. Like I said, I've had it a year. I've been waiting for my cabbing skills to evolve to a point where I felt comfortable cutting it. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to get a bunch of cabs out of this thing. They're all going to be mostly brown probably, but that's okay too. Let's get a little more out to the edge here. Yep. Okay. So I've been talking to myself for a little bit, but I got this one cabbed up. I got one cab over here that's going to look pretty spectacular. And then I got 3 more on the other side that are hopefully going to look pretty cool. I don't know about this one, but you know, do what we can. Try to maximize value per piece. And then you got this one that's really cool. Let's see. This spot is just spectacular through here. This little spot through here. No holes on the back to worry about. Man, that is something else. Okay. It would be fun to do a huge cab, just take advantage of the whole area. It would be fun, but they're a pain in the butt to work with and hard to... It's either that or I do 2 smaller cabs kind of through here. Choices. No stress though, you know, because there will never be another rock exactly like this one. So, yeah, I'll try for 2 cabs. Yeah, I think that'll look alright. That'll look sharp. And then I'll try for a larger one over here. Yeah, that'll be alright. That'll look good. Yeah, with that little line down there. Okay. 2 cabs out of there. That'll give me up to 4 crazy lace pieces. Oh, that little piece over here, that's, you can see through it a little bit. And a little bit quartzy. That'll be cool. Give it a nice interest. And I don't know if this came through on the camera, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more cabs out of that picture jasper. And then this, I was just hoping to get 1 good cab out of this area on each of these pieces. So, how to maximize that is the only question. Probably something like that. Or go a little higher so it's not so much of the black. Get some of this crazy gray up here. But yeah. Should look good. Maybe that piece can be tumbled later and turn into a nice looking ring. Okay. Then this guy. Oh man. I really like these little feathery looking ones through the middle here. Got some splotches. Got a crack here. A crack through the middle too, so gonna have to be careful with that. Okay, let's start with the one I really want then. Looks like little ferns in there. Okay, now that'll determine which one gets over here. That'll give me enough room to get a saw blade through there. And then let's try for 1 more out of this top. There's no fracture. That, yeah, it kind of is though. Yeah, let's get a small cab out of this. Yeah, 3 cabs out of there. That'll be good. Maybe a small cab here. Maybe get a small cab out of here. And my GoPro will keep shutting off on me. I don't know why. It's being stubborn. Maybe because it's I haven't played with it in a while, so it's being rude, sulky. Okay. Get 2 cabs out of that little piece. And then this guy is just going to be whatever I can get. Looks like I can get, start with the original saw line. Get 1, 2, and get 2 good cabs out of it, and maybe a 3rd. If the back end will agree. Okay. Now to get that tile saw out that I haven't used in a year, and start cutting these up. I found a few other little rocks in a pile that I'd set aside for the saw, so I'm just going to cut those real quick. I still don't know the best angle to get a good shot of me on the saw, but you know, it's not that fancy anyway, so yeah, try to do the best we can and give you something you can see. And if you have any questions about how I made this lapidary cabinet, I did create a video for it. I'll try to post a link somewhere, you know, up there in the video. And yeah, it'll answer all the questions. And here we go. Okay, well, the work with the saw is done. I got probably a couple dozen cabs out of those. Got quite a pile. I keep all the little pieces in the hopes that someday I'll get a rock tumbler and I'll just throw them in there and I'll end up with a few pieces that'd be good for rings or earrings. But yeah, right now I don't have a rock tumbler, so my wife's threatening to get me one for Christmas. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm just gonna I don't have a lot of time tonight to continue cabbing. So I've got 8 more cabs to go, and hopefully that'll be enough for the time frame I have left yet to work tonight. And then hopefully I'll wrap them at least some of them this week, and I can show you what they look like as a finished piece of jewelry. I'll try to give you my perspective on this. I don't know how well it'll work. It's got to be better than that saw. That saw throws water everywhere, and it was heating up the inside of the tote here, so it was fogging up the plexiglass. It's cooler night tonight, so the temperatures didn't agree with the humidity, but hopefully that won't be the case with this with the grinder because that is on the outside of the tote, so there won't be any heat build up inside the tote. Yeah, so it's pretty boring to watch, so I'll probably skip through it when I'm editing the video. So if you have any questions though, let me know in the comments, and maybe one of these days I'll make a video on how I polish these things. Well, there it is, the last of the cabbing and the last of my playlist, so I must have been at this for a while. I think I started at, yeah, it took about 3 hours, and I got a couple dozen rough cabs and 8 finished cabs, and Now it's time to start wrapping them up. Alright, so I realized I never showed you guys the results from the other night. It's been a few days now. These are just the rough cabs. I haven't polished them at all yet, but I just wanted to show you guys how many I got out of those. Well, these here came out of rocks I had sitting aside. That's a piece of sodalite I purchased from Pages a while ago, but the rest of these are all came out of that pile of slabs. So there was what, 4 or 5 slabs, smaller pieces of slabs. This one was probably the largest, or actually the picture jasper was probably the largest, and yeah, you can see how many cabs I got out of that, and I have 8 more sitting aside that I haven't done, but yeah, you can see they're just going to come out great. Get this wet here so you can see the real color of it, and yes, once polished, they're going to come out just looking absolutely great. I think this might be that Michigan, oh yeah, this is a Michigan rock I picked up. Thought I'd slab it as long as I had the saw going. I've been meaning to do that rock for a while. It looks so cool. I love that color in it. And then, yeah, got some picture jasper, came out alright. The hues of browns and the crazy lace. So, yeah, it'll be fun polishing those up. The Montana agates came out looking like agates, but just to compare, here's the one I polished. So it kind of looks like a resin piece. I didn't polish it super well. You can see there that I got a little bit of a flat spot on it. But yeah, so it came out nice and clear. You can see through it, and that's gonna be a fun little piece to cab up or to wrap up in jewelry. And then let's see. Here's this guy, and here's this guy. Now let's get the other rough piece wet. So definitely very cool. It's going to be fun wrapping that. A piece of polished crazy lace came off of a similar piece to that. So yeah. But now's the time to, oh, here's that good piece of picture jasper. That came out looking great. Looks like landscape for sure. So, oh, and here's, found a piece of sodalite that I'd gotten from Pages a while back, and it's gonna look like that when it's polished up. It's a piece I polished probably last year, and yeah, so had a little extra piece laying around from before, and oh, here's this guy polished up. So very cool, very fun, and now it's time to get to wrapping and see what I can make. Alright, so I think I'm going to start with this guy here, a little Botswana agate. I've been doing a few different pieces lately, a few different styles. I've been making something like that. That guy was interesting. So I think I'm going to try to combine a couple of different styles that I've been working on, and I got this half-finished piece of jasper here that I kind of thought, I'll just duplicate that with this Botswana because it's such a gorgeous stone. I don't want to get any wire work into the face of it and kind of get in the way of that banding. So I'm going to try to different style where I run across the bottom, pinch it on the bottom here, then run over the top, and then I'll just run some kind of a waterfall, some wire down the sides here. I'm going to start with some 22 gauge stainless steel. You can pick it up at any, electrical supply. Is really the best place to get it. I'm going to roll off about 2 feet here. I want to go with a smaller wire. Well, actually it's going to take, let's go with 2 18-inch pieces, and hopefully that's enough. Right about there. Get my pliers out. There we go. And then make a second piece. Oh, they were supposed to be equal length. I don't think I quite did it. I'm probably going to speed this up here in a minute because watching people wrap is just kind of dull, and this isn't a tutorial. It's just me doing what I do. I expect this video to be sped up here shortly. right, there you have it. The Botswana agate's done. Looked pretty good. I gotta do some tightening in the back yet. I gotta figure out how to, I gotta twist the wires. But other than that, I think it came out alright. So, on to the next one. Alright, so let's start with the crazy lace next. I got a little chip up there that's gonna have to be covered up. Oh. See that there? And then a little black. I think I'll try to cover that up and then leave the face of the stone open for viewing. Okay, let's see if that adjustment worked. Got the bail made. Got the 3 wires. Not the best bail I've ever made, but it'll suffice. There. All done. A little piece of, I assume, jasper. I never did ask him what it was. It's the thicker piece. The slab was cut a little uneven and I didn't polish it flat, so I think what I'm going to do is do my new style, which I'm still trying to perfect. As far as I know, it's one I came up with. I'm going to use the stainless steel. It seems to pop the best against the stone. Kind of bend them to a 45-degree angle a little bit, and then start twisting. I'm going to curl it up around the bottom. I don't like weaving wire, so if you're wondering why I twist, it's because I can't stand weaving wire. I can never get the wire ends to come out right. This always takes me twice as long. And this style of wrapping, I can be done with a piece and, by the time I create the design, I can be done with a piece in a couple of minutes, as opposed to when I start weaving, it takes me up to an hour to do a piece. So I say, forget the weaving, and I just do this. These ones coming up the sides, I'm just going to find the center and start giving them a twist, being careful not to pull that wire off the face of the stone. To bring this back down and around, because with these I can adjust this way. Can't do too much. I don't have much room to work with on these wires. I didn't leave them quite long enough. I'm still working with this style, trying to figure out how much wire I need to do this. It does take a ton of wire. So I'm just going to run down the side of this stone, just kind of making some waves. Not really going to do too much fancy. And then this one, I'll add the swirl underneath this. I don't want to hide that line. Bring it this way, I'll cut it back, and bring it through. Alright, so now to start with this one. I think I'm going to do something a little different with this guy, because I really don't want to interfere with the patterns. Those lines are really cool. I don't really want to put anything down the face of the stone. So I think I'm just going to do a little crab claw clamping type thing, and I don't have any examples of that laying around, so you're just going to have to wait until I finish. Okay, looks about good. I'm going to let it overhang the stone enough that it has room to reach around the stone. I'd say that would be about it. So what is that? That is overhanging the stone a 1/4 of an inch. And to let me do this on the back of the stone. Now this is the tricky part. I have to match that length of overhang to match that overhang by eyeball. Looks good. Right about there. Maybe a pinch more. Okay. there you go. I'll just go ahead and set the prongs now. You can't squeeze them all down at once because it'll move the stone. So you got to do slow, gradual, rapid arounds. That is a little more open than this one. I'm just going to give it a little pinch here. Looks better. And then this one doesn't have a top, so I can bring it around all I want in one go. There, that looks alright. Okay, now to create the bail. And to create the bail, I'm going to do my traditional twisty-do. Perfect. Okay, and then these are going to lock the stone in place on top. Brass is stiff enough. I might be able to get away with doing something a little fancy. There we go. Stone's nice and secure, a little spongy, but okay, got another piece of crazy lace. Okay, the pattern of the stone is in the middle of the stone, so I don't really want to disturb it more than I have to. So I think I'm just going to come up here on the bottom, like so, and like so. So it's just, well, actually, I already bent the wire. I can't do it now. Okay. I'll just have to remember next time. So let's get this. It's hard to see because I gotta really kind of work by feel here. So I can't really show you. I'll try to pinch it here so you can see. I'm just trying to do that rose again. I keep trying to show you guys what I'm doing, and it's messing me up. But for here, again, I don't want to affect the pattern of the stone, so I'm just going to come in here a little high and match it on the other side and just run up the top corner of the stone. Okay, last but not least, this guy. I'm going to put a 90-degree bend on this, and I'm going to do something my son does not like when I make jewelry. And I'm going to leave a little tail down here at the bottom. I'm just trying to put the finishing pieces on this pendant here. Thought I'd finish it off with a spiral. Okay. Not my favoriteest piece ever, but I'm sure somebody will like it. So, there you go. Alright, thanks for tuning in so far. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and hit that like button for me at the bottom of the video. Helps me out a lot, or at least if you skipped ahead to watch this point. And keep checking back. I'm going to be pretty active. I got a video coming up here shortly of my wife and I rock hounding and turning rocks into jewelry from one of our favorite vacation spots. So yeah, keep checking back, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.